from Central Indiana's #1 news source. This is Fox 59 News at 10.
Thanks for joining us tonight. A bit late, I'm Jenny Drasler. After more than 14 hours of deliberation tonight, we're still waiting for a decision from the jury in the Delphi double murders trial. Deliberations will not resume until Monday morning, and as we continue to wait to find out if those jurors believe Richard Allen is the man who killed Abby Williams and Libby German off the Monon High Trail in 2017. Our Russ McQuaid and Max Lewis have been in Delphi covering this court case from the very beginning and have the very latest tonight.
Well, this was the third day of jury deliberations in the Richard Allen Delphi double murder trial here at the Carroll County Courthouse. Max, this jury over the course of 3 days has been behind closed doors for 14 and a half hours.
Yeah.
If you were looking for a quick verdict, that clearly hasn't happened. What's taken so long?
Yeah, well, we know that there was some movement today, and we know that Judge Gall said before we even started deliberations that if the jury wanted to maybe see some evidence over again, that the attorneys and Richard Allen would have to come here and be present for that, and we witnessed that today. This was the first day we've seen some movement, really, because the defensive team arrived this morning around 10 o'clock, and then Richard Allen came shortly after. We know his escort team. They were in there for approximately four hours, and then they left. The jury was here for a little bit longer, but they left a little bit before 3 o'clock today.
All right, if that jury is coming in and we were led to believe they were looking at video evidence, they wanted to see it again on the big screen. Well, there's basically 4 kinds of video evidence in this case. We're all familiar with Bridge Guy video. There were 2 videos of Richard Allen's interview with police officers in October of 2022, which led to his arrest. There would be video of him being escorted around Westville Correctional Facility, and then there would be audio tapes of those phone calls with his wife where he issued confessions to the murders of Abby and Libby. Yeah. Looking at those 4 different kinds of either audio or videos, let's walk down through what would the jury want to look at a second time? Why wouldn't they want to look at something? What do you think they were looking at?
Yeah, there was a lot of talk during the trial, a lot of videos, particularly of him in Westville. So it's likely that they may have seen enough of that. But those other important videos, I mean, the whole crux of the prosecution's case is Richard Allen is Bridge Guy. So that Bridge Guy video may be very important to them, as well as Richard Allen before he went to Westville, before his arrest, speaking with police in his own words, you know, repeatedly in those interviews, notably denying any involvement. But it might be up, the jury might want to see that again and see what's going on with it.
Well, what we saw in one of the first original interviews he did in 2022, he was first told, 1, you're not under arrest, here's your Miranda rights. He continues to talk. During the first half hour of that, he's very helpful with police, pointing out pictures on the map. No, I would have driven here. But you could sense in that video when they go, by the way, what were you wearing the day you were on the bridge, the day the girls disappeared? And when I watched that, he draws back a little bit, and there's a pause when it is suddenly dawning on him what they're talking about. But then, of course, he goes on and cooperates for another hour when he learns at the end he's a likely suspect. And then there are more videos from a week later when he meets with the state police, and they actually eventually at the end of that video put him under arrest.
Yeah, and that's going to be maybe important to the jury because maybe they, you know, they accept, okay, he was crazy, he went psychotic up in the prison, okay, but let's actually look at when he was not and what did the, you know, what were his body movements, what did he say? Does that give us any idea? But it's really anybody's guess what that jury's talking about up there.
All right, Judge Gall told the jurors she was going to give them Sunday off. That's away from their families. They don't have an opportunity to access media, even visit with their families like they usually do. And Max, we all come back to work Monday morning as the deliberations in the Richard Allen Delphi double murder trial will go into their 4th day. With Max Lewis, I'm Russ McQuaid in Delphi.
All right, the jury will be back in the courthouse Monday starting at 9 a.m. You can find the very latest of all of our in-depth coverage on our website, fox59.com.